Welcome back to the Silver and Black today here on CBS Sports Radio 1140 in Las Vegas. Hope your Mother's Day is going well. We're going to go out now on the Newsmaker line, and we're excited to bring in one of the most exciting players in the draft. Even if he went at number 80, doesn't matter. Lynn Bowden Jr., who the Raiders selected in that third round, played quarterback at Kentucky, played wide receiver at Kentucky, and is also going to play running back for the Raiders as they announced him as a running back draft pick back in April at the draft. But Lynn Bowden now joins us. Lynn, we appreciate you for joining us, and congratulations for being a new Raider. Welcome.
I appreciate y'all for having me on, man.
Hey, man, listen, I know it's early, but how has life changed for you just by being drafted where you were and kind of being one of, I think, the stories of the NFL draft?
It's just a stumping ground for me, just changing my life and everybody's around me life. It's just, I'm the first one to do it out of my family, so it's a blessing. It's just a blessing.
Yeah, and let's step back for a minute, go back to draft day. You get that call from the Raiders. Tell me, first of all, kind of how it felt for you, and then also, at that point, did they tell you, hey, we're going to have you play running back?
It felt great. I had all my family here. We were always celebrating. And, Coach, he just told me to trust him and whatever he's going to do. And he said, what he wanted me to do. And I said, let's do it. Because I'm a ball player. So I'm going to do anything I got to do to get on the field and, just help my team out. So.
Well, and Lynn, that versatility, I mean, of yours, being the kind of athlete you are, anyone gives you a challenge, you kind of step up and say, yeah, I'll do it. And of course, that happened to you at the University of Kentucky. You're there, you're playing wide receiver, you're projected to be one of the top wide receivers in the draft, and then they ask you to play quarterback. Talk about that decision for you. Was it a tough decision for you at all, even though you had people in your ear telling you, hey, man, if you do that, you might slip in the draft. You might not be the guy that everybody wants to look at that position instead? Or was it for you always about the challenge and always about team first?
Well, I just wanted to win. And if I gave us the best chance to win, I was going to do that. So it was never a doubt in my mind that I didn't think that I couldn't do it, so I just did it.
Yeah, and you played quarterback in high school too, so it wasn't like it was a position foreign to you. But then once you got into it, I know from reading a lot about you and hearing your coaches talk about you, you learn very, very quickly. Talk about that for you as far as now you're about to head in the NFL. I'm sure you've heard Coach Gruden's system and his offense can be complicated, especially the terminology. I mean, they've done videos for NFL films on it, right? How about that for you? Are you looking forward to that new challenge and learning all that you can about that NFL offense and what Coach Gruden has in store for you?
Definitely. I know it's challenging in the process of even just learning right now. So, I'm taking it step by step. I'm picking up on things that I need to pick up on, and I'm really just ready to get this show rocking, just to show the world, in our new city what they can expect out of me, when I get my chances.
Yeah, and we talk about versatility with you as a player. And again, we're talking to Lynn Bowden, the third-round draft pick of your Las Vegas Raiders. And Lynn, that versatility now, you go back 5 or 6 years ago in the NFL, it wasn't valued as much. But right now, you look at Lamar Jackson, you look at Taysom Hill, you look at all these other guys who are multi-position players and contribute in all sorts of ways. You're at the right time in the right place. Are you looking forward to being used in different ways and finding new ways to use your ability to help the Raiders win?
Definitely. I know they're going to put me in the right positions, and, it's all generally up to me once I touch the field of how I do and what I do. So I'm ready for all the challenges that's going to come and everything that's standing in my way, because a lot of teams that are in the way are meant to be broken down. So.
Now, as you said, Coach Gruden has told you, hey, be ready, trust us, which is exactly what you did with your coaches at Kentucky with Coach Stoops and everyone, especially after, you had that start at Kentucky, you weren't so certain. And I know I listened to your story about the conversation you had with your mom and Coach Stoops, and he said, hey, trust us, we're going to get there, be patient. When it comes to the NFL and the fact that you might be playing in some different positions than you even did in college, i.e. running back or at the joker position, for you, patience again. Are you ready for that at the NFL level as well?
So yeah, definitely. You know, it's a grown man's business, and that's what I'm ready for. I know what I'm getting myself into, and I know it's going to be a lot of challenging things that I got to overcome. And you know, I'm ready for it. My mindset right now is just I'm still broke, so I need to be able to feed my family. So.
Well, yeah, and I was going to mention that too. I'm a father, and I know you are as well. And talk about how that changed your outlook, not only on life, but on football. Having Lynn the third, right, your son. Talk about him and the influence he's had on your career and how that affected you getting into the NFL.
Man, you know, it's just without him, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you on the phone or getting drafted. You know, it's just him. You know, he shaped me into my ways of growing up and being a man. You know, just I got somebody to set example for, and you know, somebody to provide for, and you know, it's just he made me go harder every step of the way.
Yeah, that's great, man. It's always good. You know, that's the thing I always tell people, you know, as humans, we can be selfish sometimes, but when you start living for others and you feel that weight of responsibility on you, it actually pushes you to new heights. And I know that's happened with you. Now, listen, when we talk about the Raiders, you know, you're joining a franchise that is storied. I mean, listen, the Raiders, it doesn't matter where you live, where you're from, or who your favorite team might have been growing up. The Raiders are the Raiders, of course, Al Davis. And then you look at all of the great athletes that have played for the Raiders, especially on offense. When you look at wide receiver, including the Tim Browns of the world, including Fred Biletnikoff, and you know all these different guys who've worn that silver and black. How much of a pleasure is it for you to think about that you're going to be part of that storied history now, following in those guys' footsteps?
You know, man, it's like I said, when I won that award, it's like my high, man. So you know, I'm ready to. I mean, I don't know. I can't really guarantee because I really don't know how the things are going to be. I just want to make a mark on the game of football itself. So I'm ready for everything, you know, and being compared to them is something, you know, unique. And you know, it's just a blessing to be able to just be compared to people like that. So.
Yeah. Now, have you had a chance? I know you guys had your first meetings with the team last week. Have you had a chance to talk to folks like Derek Carr and some of the other guys on the offensive side of the ball?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, spoke with Derek Carr a couple of days ago. You know, I feel like me and his relationship is going to be great. You know, and just some of my teammates and all that. So you know, I feel like I'm going basically to another Kentucky team that's everybody's hungry. You know, no one's satisfied with being at the position they're in, and you know, I feel like we're all just ready to go.
Again, we're speaking with Lynn Bowden, the talented, versatile, going to be running back / wide receiver / we'll see where else they put him for the Las Vegas Raiders this year. And Lynn, you talk about, you know, you hail from Youngstown, Ohio, and we know a lot about your upbringing and how you really wanted to work hard to improve your life and the life of your family. And now you're going to be coming to Las Vegas. Have you ever been to Las Vegas and heard about what it's like? Of course, not the downside, not the vices per se, but living out here in the desert.
Yeah, I was out there a couple times when I was younger. You know, that was when I was playing basketball back in the day. But you know, I ain't much of a go outside guy, anyways. I'm a stay at home guy. So most of the things, like I'm going to enjoy my life. Most of the things I probably would never get to see because I really don't like to do much. You know, I know I'm there for business, and that's what I'm trying to take care of.
That's great. And I'm sure you've been welcomed warmly by Raider Nation, which I believe is the best fan base in the NFL. They really stand behind their guys, and they're really welcoming. I'm sure you felt that. Now, when you look at playing on the Raiders, you're going to be in the AFC West. You know, you're going to be with a lot of guys that I'm sure you've watched on Sundays. When you look at that and the challenge ahead for you, and when we can finally get you guys back on the field with all this virus stuff happening, when you look at that and the competition you're going to be facing, what's most exciting about you from a challenge perspective?
You know, I get to go against some of the best of the best, and you know, I'm ready for that. You know, I'm ready to just go against guys that considered the best and prove myself to the world.
Yeah, and you, I know that sitting there waiting to be drafted on draft night, knowing the kind of talent you have, knowing the kind of seasons you've had at Kentucky, were you at all frustrated? I know you've said before in interviews, "Hey man, I got a chip on my shoulder. It doesn't go away. It's kind of what drives me." Did you feel that again on draft night, going into seeing that first round go, and then of course second round, and then you come up in the third?
Definitely. I was just anxious and ready, just to be called, to see where I'm going to start my next journey at. It was a life moment, changing moment, So it was just a blessing to have my family there and, everybody that was supporting me that was there. So,
yeah, no doubt. No doubt. And when you look at coming out here and being a member of the Raiders, if you had to tell Raider fans out there who are listening to us now, kind of, what is it about Lynn Bowden that they're going to love most? What would you tell them?
Just my heart and the way I compete.
That's awesome, man. That's great. And I'll tell you what, I know we're all excited about seeing you out here playing in Las Vegas. We can't wait for you to get back on the field when you guys can do that. And we certainly appreciate you spending some time with us today, Lynn. And we'll meet you when you get out here, man, when you're out at the new practice facility and the new stadium, which I know you haven't probably had a chance to see yet, but when you get out here, you're going to love it, man. Thanks again for spending some time with us.
Thank you.
All right. Once again, that was Lynn Bowden, the draft pick of the Las Vegas Raiders. Really exciting kid. Looking forward to him. Really got his head on straight. He is a focused young man, a young father, a young talented football player, and I think Raider fans are really going to enjoy him. And I know that Coach Gruden and Mike Mayock are going to enjoy how they can fit him into their system and do so many different things with him. I mean, it's going to be phenomenal to watch how they position Lynn in the system and how he's able to make a difference on offense for the Raiders. And I'm sure Derek Carr is smiling knowing that guy's going to be lined up all over the field. Be pretty fun. But again, thanks to Lynn Bowden. We appreciate him being with us today as well. All right, we're going to step aside. When we come back, we're going to be joined by another special guest, and that is the defensive backs coach of the Raiders, Jim O'Neill. You're listening to the Silver and Black today here on CBS Sports Radio 1140.